Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing HD wig fibers, also known as heat-friendly synthetics. I'm going to briefly go over what the difference is between the heat-defiant fibers and the regular synthetic fibers. Today I'm wearing the Spicy, Jon Renau Spicy, in the color Shaded Sun, which is a heat-defiant style. And I have the Adriana, also in the Shaded Sun, which is not a heat-defiant style. And I'm showing these to you side by side because that's going to bring me to a really big difference between the heat-friendly synthetics and the regular synthetics. And the first one's going to be color. I ordered these at the same time during the sale at Sister Wigs for Black Friday. And I thought that I was going to be able to alternate the two wigs. And I was wrong because there's a big difference between the way that the polyester blend fiber of heat-friendly synthetic takes color and the way that the acrylic fiber of regular synthetics takes color. This polyester is more like one of your expensive blouses. That's why it can take the heat, because it's a polyester, so you can curl it and you can straighten it. But it also affects the way that it takes color. It accepts the textile dye more readily, and it gets more saturated, and the fiber is more matte, which is good for blondes because it looks more realistic for us. But you can't alternate it with the same shade in the synthetic range. This Shaded Sun in the HD fiber is a more of a strawberry blonde, almost with a pink tinge, and I would classify it as rose gold blonde. The Shaded Sun in the synthetic fiber is more of it's a dimensional golden blonde. It gets lighter at the tips. It also does that here. It's dyed the same way, but there's no way that I could alternate these two. Like, there's a huge difference. I'm sure I could get away with it if I wore this out for the night. I don't think anybody would notice it, but I would feel uncomfortable because I would feel like people would notice. Even, after I take some dry shampoo to this and cut the shine, the color difference is still going to be there. So I wasn't aware of this because I started out about 5 years ago wearing the HD fiber in Raquel Welch's True to Life line in the Scene Stealer, and she doesn't really carry similar styles between her regular synthetics and her HD or True to Life heat-friendly synthetics in her lines. So there's really nothing like the Scene Stealer in the Raquel Welch line that would have tempted me to, go ahead and order a regular synthetic and heat-friendly synthetic to alternate. The reason I switched over from Raquel Welch to Jon Renau is because I was having issues with the quality control from Raquel Welch. I had ended up having two of my lace fronts fall apart, and I had to sew them back together. And if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments, and I can go through on how to sew a lace front back together, because it's not really that hard. It's just time consuming. But anyway, back to the heat-friendly synthetics. So they're really good for blondes because they are more matte, and it does look like human hair. Like, it's harder to get away with blonde in regular synthetics, if you can tell the difference. They're just shinier, less realistic looking. They look more like Barbie doll hair. So heat-friendly synthetics are more popular with people who are more suited to blonde shades. However, even though I got away from wearing the Raquel Welch, sorry about that, even though I got away from wearing Raquel Welch heat-friendly wigs, I like the fibers better because I think that they wear better. Maybe she coats them with more silicone, I don't know. But the Jon Renau fibers, this is after 8 months of wear. I wish that I had a Raquel Welch, and this is after me refurbing it, which I'm going to have to go ahead and do some major refurb on this. Pretty much they get to a certain point where every time you wash them, you're going to be taking the heat to refurb them. This is about after 8 months of wear. I have cut some baby hairs at the nape to wear it in a high ponytail, so that way it looks more realistic even with being damaged like it is, because you know, you can always use a well-worn wig for something like when I'm babysitting and I know that I'm going to have little ones pulling on my wig. I'm not going to want to wear this nicer one. I'm going to wear this in a ponytail or something. But anyway, I think the Jon Renau HD fibers do not age as well as the Raquel Welch True to Life fibers. That's just my personal opinion, and that's been my experience with them. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss the best way to maintain your wig for the longest length of time. This one is 8 months old. This one's 8 months old, and you know, it does advise, I think Sister Wigs on her site does advise that you're going to get 3 to 6 months of wear out of synthetics, and she's right. But if you're like me and you're a single mom and you're broke, you're going to wear them until they fall apart. So I've had to figure out ways to refurb them or, you know, renew them and bring the fiber back. First of all, they are heat friendly. Do not put heat on your heat-friendly synthetic until it starts to show signs of wear. If you want a curly style, just get a curly style. First of all, this is a curly style, and this is the same age as this one. Granted, I've worn this one a lot more, but I think the curly styles hold up better because it's just been through just as rough a wear as this one has. And anyway, the curly styles seem to hold up better because you're not brushing them as much. When you have a straight wig style, you're going to be combing it and brushing it to keep it laying right. So if you want a heat-friendly synthetic because you want the option to curl it or straighten it, and you think you're going to want it curled more, then go for the curly style because A, they last longer, they don't frizz as much because you're not messing with them as much, and B, you don't want to put heat on these until they start to show signs of wear. And that's when you're going to want to start, you know, curling them and refurbing them. Now remember, this fiber has more in common with one of your expensive blouses than it does with human hair, even though it's the most natural looking of the synthetics. So one thing that I found that is very important is that you use water when you are styling these. I have a spray bottle of water, and I put the water on. Think of it like ironing a shirt. I put the water on, I spray down the section before I put the heat on it. When you go to curl them, you're going to straighten them first. You're going to let it cool, and then you're going to go in and put the curl pattern in that you want, clipping them until the curls cool, and then you can let them out and the style will be ironed in, aka baked in, because it's more like ironing a shirt. But anyway, for a long time I didn't know, when I had the Raquel Welch, Jon Renau didn't have all this fancy stuff out like the heat treat and the HD smooth conditioner. I don't know if you can see this, but when I switched over to Jon Renau products, I stopped using the water on my hair. I stopped spraying it down before I was curling it, and it wore the fibers out a lot faster. So the heat treat is good because it's a good setting spray for your synthetic, but I really strongly recommend that you spray down the section that you're curling or straightening or whatever with water. Just think of it like steaming the steam button when you're ironing a shirt to protect the fiber. This is going to bring me to something else I wanted to discuss, which is the maintenance on these pieces, conditioning them. Jon Renau recommends their HD Smooth Detangler for everything, like it's a magic potion. It's the only thing you need to bring your wig back, your HD fiber, and it is good stuff. I recommend that you detangle your piece every day with the comb that you get with your wig that they give you, or buy one if you're buying Raquel Welch. But because that was a rookie mistake that I made, was just using a regular wig brush or a regular, synthetic comb on those fibers. And this is the best. This is really the best one to use for detangling. But every day you're going to want to use this HD Smooth Detangler on your HD fiber, because it kind of puts back a little bit of that silicone coating in to keep it from frizzing. You're going to need more than that to maintain these pieces and get the maximum amount of length of wear out of them. Once a week I spray mine down with the Envy Renew and Repair Glosser Spray to put some extra silicone in to kind of keep it from frizzing and getting that static buildup. And then after you shampoo, you're going to use your regular wig conditioner, which I bought a Jon Renau kit, so that's what I'm onto. It used to be the Hair You Wear, and I finally used up all the Hair You Wear. So now I'm down to my Jon Renau products. So when I wash this, which you want to wait as long as possible to wash your synthetics, because as soon as you put water on them, washing them, you wash away that silicone coating, and that's, the wear and tear starts in. But anyway, after you wash it, you're going to use your regular wig conditioner, and while it's still wet, after you do that, you're going to want to use a heavier silicone, like this Simply Styling Silk. And you're only going to really want to use this, you're only really going to want to use this after you wash it and condition it with your wig conditioner while it's still wet. Kind of just very gently spread it through the wig and let it dry overnight. I just hang mine on a curtain through the back of one of the wefts, or I've got like a pants hanger for this hand-tied one doesn't have wefts. So I got a pants hanger to clip onto the felt and hang it on my shower and let it dry overnight upside down. But so this is going to be once a month when you wash, or however frequently you wash. Hopefully you're not washing them too much, because that's a good way to wear down any synthetic. And this is going to be once a week to really put that coating back in. Again, after you take your wig off for the night, before you're going to put it on your stand, you're going to spray it real good and just let it soak in overnight. And then the Jon Renau HD Detangler is going to be every day. Every time you mess with this wig or any HD piece. It doesn't matter if it's Raquel Welch. It doesn't matter if it's Forever Young. It doesn't matter what brand it is. If you have heat-friendly synthetic fibers, you're going to use this every time you take a comb to that wig. Another important thing about maintaining these is you're not going to want to keep these down, especially the longer styles, because you can get friction from your shoulders and the nape and the fabric that you're wearing. So you're going to want to, if you're not doing anything special, or you're just at home and you think you're going to go somewhere, you're getting ready, you're going to want to take a clip or something, just a basic clip, and just clip it up. Just clip it up like you would your real hair, if you got hair. I don't. I shave mine off, but you're just going to want to clip it up, help reduce the static. That will really extend the life of your longer pieces, even if you don't do, you know, any of this stuff, that's going to be like one of the biggest life extending things you can do is just clip it up. With my Raquel Welch seam stealers, I always just took some spin pins and did kind of a low bun, kind of a low little, these little spin pins. Sorry, these aren't even, but you know, you get them from Goodie at Target or Walmart. And I used to just put a little low side bun so it wasn't like laying on my collar, getting tangled, building up frizz, so that I had to mess with it more. I'm trying to answer the questions that I got when I posted in my group. Let's see. One of them that I was asked is, what's the difference between HD fiber and human hair fiber for people that are used to wearing human hair wigs? And I would say I've had one human hair piece, which was just a topper before things got past the point of no return for me and my hair loss. And human hair fiber is the most durable out of any hair piece you can get. It's also the hardest to style and wash. So, you know, but for durability and believability, that's the gold standard for hair pieces. HD fiber is the least durable of all the fibers, but it's the easiest to refurbish or bring back. And it is also the most believable of all the synthetics. It looks very similar to human hair until it starts to wear and get damaged, but it is the easiest to bring back because you can just put a flat iron on it to smooth the fiber and straighten it and get rid of some of the frizz. And it's also the easiest to style because when you curl it, you're just gonna curl it, leave it on for like 10 seconds on the heat while it's still hot. Make sure you clip that style, let it cool off, and then you're done. It's set. Even when you wash it, it's not gonna lose that style. It's not gonna frizz. Human hair will frizz. Your HD fiber is not going to frizz. It's going to be the best to wear in any weather, even really humid weather. And another thing about HD synthetics is that they are, my goodness, how do I put this? They're the least popular of all the synthetics. People don't care for HD synthetics. I've done a little poll on one of the groups I'm in, and HD, most people don't want anything to do with it because it takes the most care. You have to, it's like one of the special handling, you know, it's like a dry clean only outfit. You know, you have to maintain it the way the manufacturer says on that tag, or it's not going to last you and it's going to get tore up. Unfortunately, with HD synthetic fibers, I don't think that the manufacturers really know all that much about them. I mean, I've seen Jon Renau has a couple instructional videos, but you know, all they recommend for when you heat style is to put this heat treat on there, and that's a good way to wear out your fiber, to just put the heat on there with maybe this setting spray, because this is just kind of like a glorified setting spray with some silicone in it. You're going to want to spray it down with water, like if you were ironing a shirt and you were steaming it, because it's the same fabric basically. And you know, I mean, I'm trying to answer all the questions. I might have to reshoot this so I can't decide. But as far as a major difference that I think would be the most important, because like I said, I did not discover this with the Raquel Welch line, because most of her styles are in her True to Life fiber, so there wasn't any style that I would have wanted to buy and alternate. I did one year try to alternate the Limelight with the Scene Stealer, and that was a huge mistake. That style was horrible. All it did was tangle, and I didn't know how to maintain the heat-friendly synthetics like I do now, and it wore out so quick because of all the tangling. So I bought that style once, and I won't ever buy it or recommend it again. But I like the heat-friendly synthetics better because of how easy it is to refurbish them once they start to frizz. When you have a synthetic, if you do not own a steamer, it's going to be harder for you to defrizz the synthetic because you don't really want to put heat on them. You can take a flat iron. I have a Belkin, that might be suitable, like for taking off some frizz. I might attempt it with maybe on the synthetic setting. On the heat-friendly synthetics, by the way, these Smart Heat tools by Belkin are great, but you're not going to want to try and curl your heat-friendly synthetics on the, getting backwards to me. On the synthetic setting, you're going to want to curl them on the fine setting. Can you see that? I'm so sorry. Just learning this laptop camera. Anyway, so there we go. Okay, see, fine, synthetic. If I wanted to try to use heat to defrizz a regular synthetic, I would put this on the synthetic setting and very quickly run it over my piece. But with the heat-friendly synthetics, you're going to want to use this on the fine setting. That's going to be the optimum setting because they can take the heat. I don't really know why they have a synthetic setting on this because you're not supposed to put heat on actual synthetics. And they don't really work too well. That setting doesn't really work too well on HD synthetics. So hopefully I was able to answer the questions that I was posed with that I told you guys to ask me. I think I covered everything. Looking back on my notes, sorry for the rambling. This is my first video on this new channel and I'm not used to doing these, but I don't know. The most important thing I wanted to put forth with this video was the difference in the colors in the synthetic and the heat-friendly synthetics because I didn't know when I ordered last year. So basically that Adriana has been sitting in the box unworn because I have not felt comfortable to throw it into my rotation. Now, I'm at the point with wig wearing, I don't really care if people know anymore because it's not important to me, and if somebody doesn't like it, well, they don't have to live with it. I do, and I'm okay with it. So, but I think for somebody who it would be important for them that nobody knows, that you would be really disappointed if you tried to order a synthetic piece and an HD fiber piece in the same shade thinking that you could alternate them, because you can't. So I hope that this video was informative. If you guys are interested in learning how to sew back together a lace front that has come apart at the welded seam, let me know in the comments and I will post that how-to video for you, because it is an important skill to have if you are, limited on wig funds. Trust me. It's not like I have money to just go out and buy a new piece every 3 to 6 months. I save my money and I get a new piece at the Black Friday sales when they are marked down as far as they're going to go down for the year. Maybe if I'm lucky and I have money saved, I can do it on clearance if there's a coupon code that I can also apply, but otherwise that's it for me. So, but the most important thing on refurbing these that I can pass you around this video is just get yourself a small little 2 or 4 ounce spray bottle from Walmart or Target, wherever, it doesn't matter, and just fill it with distilled water, or it can be the RO water that you get at the grocery store, but just some nice filtered water, because you don't want the minerals from the tap water sitting on your wig, even though we wash it in regular water, but still. And spray each section down with that water before you put the heat on it, so that way it helps to protect the fiber. Well, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, so if you guys want more videos, I will know to make more videos. And yeah, sorry for all the rambling, just a little nervous. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. If I didn't answer or address your questions, just let me know in the comments and I can shoot an addendum to this, because I feel like this video has dragged on forever. So God bless you all, and hopefully you guys like this and subscribe.